In a big city with tall buildings and busy streets, there lived a woman named Antoinette. She worked in an office doing regular things every day. Her life was simple and quiet, filled with the usual routines: waking up, going to work, coming home and repeating it all the next day. She didn't expect much from life beyond her small everyday moments. One crisp morning, as she walked to work, something unusual caught her attention. Across the street, she saw an old woman who looked tired and frail, struggling to carry several heavy bags. People walked by, too busy or too distracted to notice her, and the old woman looked like she might fall over at any moment. Antoinette felt a deep pang of sympathy. Without hesitating, she crossed the street quickly and approached the old woman. "Antoinette, excuse me, ma'am, can I help you with those bags?" The old woman, who seemed worn out from her struggle, looked up at Antoinette with tired but grateful eyes. "Old woman, oh, thank you, dear. You're the first person who has stopped to help me today. I wasn't sure if I could make it." "Antoinette, where are you headed?" "Old woman, just to the bus stop. I'm running late and these bags are much heavier than I thought they'd be." As they walked side by side toward the bus stop, the old woman began to share small bits of her life with Antoinette. She talked about her younger days, when the city wasn't as busy and people had more time for each other. She mentioned how things had changed over the years, how the streets had become crowded, how people had become more rushed, and how kindness seemed to be harder to come by these days. Antoinette listened intently, nodding along as she carried the bags. She was interested in the old woman's stories, and in a way it felt like stepping into a different time, a time when things were simpler and people had more space to care about one another. It was a comforting feeling, especially amid the fast-paced life of the city. When they finally reached the bus stop, the old woman stopped and smiled at Antoinette. "Old woman, you've been so kind to me. I don't know how to thank you, Antoinette." "Oh, no need to thank me. I'm just happy I could help. It's really no trouble at all." But the old woman, whose name was Signora Lilia, wasn't ready to let Antoinette's kindness go unnoticed. "Signora Lilia, I want to do something for you. Kindness like yours is rare these days, and I believe it should be rewarded." "Antoinette, you really don't have to do anything. I was just happy to help. Signora Lilia, you may not think much of it, but your kindness has made a big difference to me today. Just wait and see." With that, the old woman boarded her bus, leaving Antoinette standing at the stop, puzzled but touched by her words. She didn't think much more about it as she continued on to work, chalking it up to the simple goodness of helping someone in need. But life, as it often does, had something unexpected in store for her. A few days later, Antoinette received a surprising phone call. A lawyer contacted her, asking her to come and see a house located on a hill just outside the city. Confused but curious, she decided to go and see what it was about. When she arrived at the address, Antoinette was left speechless. Before her stood a breathtaking house, perched on a hill with large windows overlooking both a serene beach and a peaceful forest. The house itself was beautiful, a mix of modern style and natural charm, with a spacious terrace perfect for watching the sun set over the ocean. The air was filled with the calming sounds of the waves and the rustling of the trees. Standing at the front of the house was none other than Signora Lilia, looking elegant and dressed in fine clothes. She smiled warmly as Antoinette approached. "Signora Lilia." "Welcome, Antoinette. This is your new home." "Antoinette, my new home? What do you mean?" "Signora Lilia, this house is a gift for you. It's my way of thanking you for your kindness that day. I told you I wanted to do something special for you, didn't I?" "Antoinette, I don't understand. I only helped you with some bags. That was such a small thing." "Signora Lilia, it may have seemed like a small thing to you, but to me, it was much more than that. In a world where people often ignore those in need, you stopped to help a stranger. You listened to me when no one else would. That kind of kindness is rare, and it deserves to be recognized. Tears welled up in Antoinette's eyes. She never imagined that her small act of kindness would lead to something so life-changing. Antoinette, I don't know what to say, Signora Lilia. You don't have to say anything. Just promise me you'll continue to be kind to others. The world needs more people like you. Antoinette, I will, I promise. As if the house weren't enough, Signora Lilia then handed Antoinette a letter. Inside it stated that a large sum of money had been transferred into her bank account as an additional thank you. From that day forward, Antoinette's life changed in ways she never could have imagined. She moved into the beautiful house on the hill, where she could watch the sunset over the ocean every evening and enjoy the peaceful woods that surrounded her home. The money allowed her to pursue her dreams and help others, just as Signora Lilia had asked her to. But the most important lesson Antoinette took away from the experience was not about wealth or luxury. It was about kindness, how even the smallest gesture of goodwill can create ripples that reach further than one could ever expect. Helping someone carry their bags or listening to their stories might seem like little things, but those little things have the power to change lives.